So I've committed a sin, one of the most unforgivable sins you can in this lifetime, and you have too at some point in your life. And that's the sin of being cringe. Something that's truly unforgivable. But I think it'll be alright. Maybe. Probably, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Hi, this is Free, and this is another segment of me doing random content until I find what sticks and what I'm good at and what you guys like. For this video, I wanted to do more of an introspective vlog type of thing because I am unfortunately plagued with the human condition of wanting to be seen and loved by others. And unfortunately, that comes with me having to love and accept myself before I'm in a space where I can walk with my head held high and accept that from someone else and believe that they're being honest with me whenever they tell me they like or appreciate me for all of me, even the worst, cringiest part. And it's hard to say that I don't love myself. I don't think that's entirely true. I think I don't love part of myself, and those parts are probably the cringiest parts. Those are the parts everyone has. Those are the parts when you think about during a long shower, right before you're going to bed, or even sometimes when you just have a moment of silence. Something that just reminisces in your mind that you automatically want to yell, "Fuck!" I think that's really hard to accept that part of you as you, but I think there's a power in doing so. I think that we don't give each other credit enough for being cringe sometimes, because I think the act of being cringe is really just trying something new and not nailing it the first time because you didn't understand how it worked or what you were doing or the social norm of this thing you were trying to do. And I think it's fine if you learn from it and grow, but if you don't, then you're just gonna stay a cringy person for the rest of your life, and I don't think anyone wants that. You basically become a stagnant man-child, man-woman child, whatever the equivalent of a man-child for a woman is. Yeah, you just stay in that state, and it's easy to just avoid trying new things because no one wants to be laughed at, no one wants to have these painful memories, but I think you gotta have them to grow, and you gotta be okay with it and accept you for all the cringy parts of you. And I know that's way easier said than done in real life, and that's part of the reason I'm making this video, is kind of just putting myself on blast. Everything kind of stays forever on the internet. If I am telling the internet I'm cringy up front, then I'm kind of just showing my deck of hands. You know, you can kind of just search me up and you'll probably find this video or another related video of me playing games or doing something weird or awkward that I think is funny, and it might come across cringy. So I think that in a way is exposure therapy, because even if I met someone and they haven't seen any of my content, in the back of my mind I'll always think like I can't really hide it. Like, you're gonna find out eventually who I really am, so there's no point in pretending. And at that point I really either have to accept and love who I am, or just constantly stay in a state of absolute denial, or try to delete my entire history on the internet, which I don't think is possible. There's always going to be some trace somewhere. There's always going to be some Redditor who downloads it, puts it on a forum, and be like, "Hey, look at this guy." And the world tends to never really forget. So yeah, so here's me just throwing myself in the fire and just being like, I'm cringy. I will always probably be that way, because I guess fortunately one of the best qualities of myself is trying, and I always want to try for the people in my life, for new things, for the content I'm making. And I know a lot of time it's gonna end in failure. That's just kind of how life is and how things will be. And a lot of things, maybe including this video, I'll wake up one day and look back over it or think back over it and be like, wow, why did I fucking do that? But for right now, I think it's good for myself to just finally, put the curtains down and just be me to the fullest extent and walk with my head held high that I will always only ever be me. And there's more things I'm self-conscious about, and I don't think people often see that, when I present myself, because I'm often told that I'm a pretty bubbly person, but I'm very self-conscious about most of the things in my life, and I could go on a list of it. But yeah, for the most part, I really like anime and gaming, and I decorate my apartment with those things. Well, that's only a part of it. I guess what I really want to do is put myself on blast and just tell like an embarrassing story. I actually am not sure if this is embarrassing because it's actually kind of funny. I once shit my pants. Granted, it was in elementary school. It had to be somewhere like between first and third grade. But anyway, I trusted a fart, as we all do at that age, and I quickly noticed that it was more than just a fart. And so I excused myself. I raised my hand and was like, hey, can I go to the restroom? The teacher was like, yeah. Went to the restroom, went to one of the stalls, pulled my pants down, and sure enough, there was a mini little raisin there. There was a little bit of a turd, maybe more than a raisin. A chocolate mousse, as one might say. I just stared at it for a moment, and I remember in my mind, I'm like, oh my god. If I throw my underwear away, my mom's gonna be so mad at me. And instead of throwing it away, I thought the best solution was just to take off my underwear and like ball it up and put it in my pocket. And so for the rest of the day, there's just shit underwear in my pocket. And I just fully believe, as an elementary school kid, no one noticed. How are they gonna know? Did the room smell like shit? I don't remember. Maybe it did and no one said anything, but to the best of my knowledge and to the best of my mind and my memory, I got away with it. The point is, I made it home with shit underwear in my pocket, rolled up in my pocket, and then I told my mom, and she laughed her ass off, and she was like, oh, you should have just thrown it away. I'm like, oh, I thought you'd be mad. Pulling out a underwear full of shit out of my pocket and just presenting my mom, be like, hey, so this happened during school today. What do you think about this? So yeah, that's part of your boy Frieden. Yeah, I feel like I've lost the plot somewhere along this, but I guess to sum it up, try to be more kind to yourself and be more gentle to yourself. I know there's a lot of memories, a lot of mistakes we tend to make and will continue making, because a lot of things you can't know until you actually fail at doing. And in those moments, just give yourself some grace and forgiveness and hopefully learn from it, but not be too triggered by it. We all are cringy on the inside, and we think cringy thoughts, we do cringy things on the daily probably, and it all will make you a better person if you learn from it and you don't hold it against yourself. And I'm trying to very much so love that aspect of myself. So I'm just gonna be real, as they say, just be real, man. And that's way easier said than actually done for most people, even the people who say that. It's gonna be cringe. We all are. And I'll see you guys next time. I hope you like this content. If you don't, we'll definitely fucking try something new next time. Alright. Bye.